Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Let's do self-study. Today we will be talking about linear equation in two variable, class 9th NCERT textbook. So in all the chapters I am following the NCERT textbook and I am solving the problems of the NCERT textbook. Let us start with linear polynomial. So linear polynomial is polynomial with degree 1, right? If you remember from the chapter polynomial, so linear polynomial is polynomial with degree 1. It doesn't talk about the number of variables, but the linear polynomial is the degree is 1. The variable can be many of them, like 2 variable, 3 variable, 4 variable. It can be any variable, but if degree is 1, then it is linear polynomial, and degree is 1 means the maximum exponent is 1. And which which kinds of algebraic expressions are polynomial? We already know that the exponent has to be whole number. If exponent is not whole number, that expression, the algebraic expression, is not a polynomial. So the first condition for a algebraic expression to be a polynomial is that the exponent has to be whole number. Okay, so let us talk about linear equation in two variable. So when we say linear equation, it means it is linear polynomial and the variables are 2. Okay, and px equals to x plus 1. Here variable is only 1 and degree is also 1. So it is linear polynomial in degree 1. Linear polynomial in one variable, and py is 3y plus 7. So this is also linear polynomial in one variable. Zeros of a polynomial px is defined as value of x for which px is 0. So for the value of x for which the px is 0. So for x equals to minus 1, px is 0. So p minus 1 is 0, right? So the 0 of this polynomial is minus 1. Linear polynomial in two variables. So that was the linear polynomial in one variable, and this is linear polynomial in two variable, that is pxy. So zeros or roots of the polynomial are value of xy for which pxy is 0. So you have to replace the x and y with some value, and if you put that value, this expression has to become 0. So those values of those pair of value of xy will be called zeros or roots of the polynomial. So here will the value zeros or roots of the polynomial will be a pair of number x and y, pair of number two. There will be two number x and y for which this will be 0. So let us check for like pxy. Let us see for 0 and minus 2, x equals to 0 and y equals to minus 2. We will replace that x equals to 0 and y as minus 2 in the expression px plus 3y plus 6, and we will see what happens. 2 times 0 and 3 times minus 2 plus 6 equals to 0, and p minus 3 is 0. So x is minus 3 and y is 0. So that becomes 2 times minus 3 plus 3 times 0 plus 6. So that this becomes 0. Okay, so the roots of this polynomial 2x plus 3y plus 6 is 0 minus 2 minus 3 0. So like this there will be infinite number of pairs of values for which this expression will be 0. So if you try to find out for how many solutions are there for this equation 2x plus 3y plus 6, how many solutions are there for which this pxy is 0. So you can try to find out how many pair of x and y are possible for which this expression is 0, and you will find out that such pair of numbers are infinite. For linear equation in one variable, you had the solution, direct solution, that if x plus 2 is 0, then x is equals to minus 2. So that is the solution. Okay, for linear equation in one variable, x plus 2 equals to 0. So for x equals to minus 2, this is 0. So this is having unique solution of x equals to minus 2. But linear equation in two variable, there are infinite number of solutions are possible. So on and all those solution lies on a straight line. If you try to plot these numbers, plot this equation, and if you try to plot all the solution of this equation, then you will find that all this equation lies on a straight line. So we will see for x equals to 0, y is minus 2, right? But like the equation is 2x plus 3y plus 6 equals to 0. So we can write this equation as y equals to minus 2 by 3x plus 6 by 3, right? So you replace x with different values and you get the value of y. So this is the one way to find the another pair of the number. Like if x is 0, you can find what for what value of y this will be 0. So for x equals to 0, y has to be minus 2. So for 0 and minus 2, this expression is 0. For x equals to 3 and minus 4, this equation is 0. Likewise, for x equals to 1 and y equals to minus 8 by 3, the expression is 0. So what I am doing is y equals to minus 2 by 3x plus 6 by 3. That I have written this equation in another form. I have written this equation in another form, and that is this. That you can easily find out. Right. So for when x is 0, y is minus 2. When x is 3, y is minus 4. When x is 1, y is minus 8 by 3. When x is minus 1, y is minus 4 by 3. When x is minus 4, y is 2 by 3. So you can try to find out and you will get this same number. So for linear equation in two variables, the roots are infinite, right? You go on replacing x and you will get a value of y, right? So for linear equation in two variable, the solutions are roots are infinite. So for every value of x, you have a value of y. Okay, if you put any value of x, you get a corresponding value of y for which this equation will be 0. So that is the roots of the polynomial and the roots of this equation, right? So roots of this equation are how many? If you are asked how many roots of these equations are possible, and those roots are infinite numbers of roots are possible, and all those roots will be lying on a straight line. So it is linear equation in one variable, the roots is unique. A linear equation in two variable, roots are infinite. Linear equation in one variable has single root. In one, okay, so let us have another example. In one day cricket match between Sri Lanka and India, two Indian batsmen together scored 176 runs. Express this information in the form of an equation. So there were two batsmen, together they formed 176 runs. Okay, so let us suppose one of them made x runs and another made y runs. So if we add both of them, run mates by both of them, that will be 176. Because this is the information, this is the only information we have. We do not know how much each player scored individually. So together they have made 176 runs. So how many such combinations are possible? Okay, so you can say that if one player has made 100 run, then the other have to make 76 runs. Okay, if one person made 50 run, then another have to make 126 run. Then together they will be making 176 runs. So likewise, you can put any value of x, you will get corresponding value of y. Okay, so this is a linear equation in two variable, and this is having infinite roots, right? Some examples of linear equation in two variable, like 1.2s plus 3t equals to 5. So this is an equation. What is an equation? Equation is an information, right? Equation is an expression which gives some relationship between two variable, right? So this equation represents relationship between two variable, that is s and t. So by putting a value of s, you will get the corresponding value of t. So some examples of linear equation in two variable. So these are the linear equation in two variable. Why it is linear equation? Because it is degree is 1, and why it is two variable? Because variables are 2. Okay, so linear because degree is 1, and there is two variables, so it is linear equation in two variable. Okay, and all this equation you can write in the form of a standard form of like polynomial, right? Like you can take minus 5 this side and then make it 0. So ax plus bx plus c equals to 0. So this and this is the same thing. This is not any different. This is the same thing, just written in another form. Linear equation in two variable can be written as ax plus by plus c equals to 0. So all linear equation in two variable can have a general form, general expression, that is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. So this is the general expression where a, b, c are real number, and a and b both should not be 0 at the same time. Okay, so a is not 0 and b is also not 0. But sometimes if a is 0 and or b is not 0, then also we can say that linear equation in two variable. For that we will learn later. Okay, here we can say a and b both has not to be 0, then this will be linear equation in two variable. Okay, and a, b, c has to belong to real number, and the exponent you can see x and y both are 1. Okay, so let us do the exercise. You do the exercise yourself, then come back. Exercise 4.1. The cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Write the linear equation in two variables to represent this statement. Let the cost of a notebook is x and the cost of a pen is y. So the problem is telling cost of notebook is twice the cost of pen. So if the cost of pen is y, okay, so the cost of notebook will be twice of that. So as per information from the question, price of notebook is 2 times price of pen. So if the cost of notebook is x, then x is 2 times of y, cost of pen. So this is the expression, x is equals to 2y. So x minus 2y equals to 0. Okay, we can write it as x minus 2y plus 0 is equals to 0. So this is in the form of ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Here a is 1, b is minus 2, and c is 0. Okay, express the following linear equation in the form of ax plus by plus c equals to 0 and indicate the values of a, b, and c in each case. Okay, so this 3, 5, and 5 to the power bar, so that means it is a recurring decimal. We know from the number system, 9.35 bar means 3555, it is repeating. Okay, so this is the equation, 2x plus 3y equals to 9.35 bar. Okay, so we can write it in the form of ax plus by plus c, like 2x plus 3y minus 9.35. Okay, so here a is 2, b is 3, and c is minus 9.35. Likewise, the same thing. Okay, you can see A is 1, B is minus 1 by 5, and C is minus 10. You have to you have to write it in the form of ax plus by plus c. So on the right hand side, it has to be 0. You have to always write on the right hand side, it has to be 0. So you have to take everything on the left hand side. So that is how we write it. And A is minus 2, B is 3, and C is minus 6. Okay. One interesting thing will be if you multiply this by minus 1 on the both side. So what it will become? It will become 2x minus 3y plus 6 equals to 0. Okay. So here A is 2, B is minus 3, and C is 6. Right. So these two equations are same. This is not different. Okay. X equals to 3y. So x minus 3y plus 0. So A is 1, B is minus 3, and C is 0. 2x minus 5y. Okay. So here C in the both of these, C is 0. Okay. 3x plus 2. Okay, this is what I was talking about. This is also a linear equation in two variable. Okay. So we just read that A should not be 0 and B should not be 0. But this is only valid when like both of them should not be 0 at the same time. Okay. If either one of them is 0, so that is also acceptable. Okay. So here this is also linear equation. It looks like it is linear equation in one variable, but we can say it is linear equation in two variable as well, where B is 0. Okay, so this we can write this as a linear equation in two variable like this, and here B is 0. So 0 multiplied with y is 0. Okay, so 3x plus 2 is also a linear equation in two variable. Okay, we can write it in the form of that, and later you will learn how this equation is. Then this can be represented on the how this is in the linear equation in two variable, right? So if you find the solution of this 3x plus 2, so x equals to minus 2 by 3. Okay, so x equals to minus 2 by 3. This is true, and for all on this line for any value of y, this is true, right? Because 0 times multiplied by y is 0. So on this line, x equals to minus 2 by 3 is the solution of this, and this is the straight line. That is the expressing this in the Cartesian plane. Okay. So I'm trying to explain you what I'm trying to explain this, that this is a linear equation in, though appears like it is linear equation in one variable, we can write it in as a form of linear equation in two variables. So if it is only one variable, we can represent it only on a number line. Okay, single number line. But when we are representing it in a number line that is crossing each other at 90 degree, so we can show it in the plane also. So on this line, for all x equals to minus 2 by 3, on this line x is minus 2 by 3, but y value of y is changing. So value of y can be anything, but x has to be minus 2 by 3. Then this equation is true. Okay, for any y, if you put y here, this becomes 0. So x has to be minus 2 by 3, then this equation is valid. So the solution is minus 2 by 3 and any value of y, 2 by 3 y. So this is true for all value of y. So solution of this equation is minus 2 by 3 y, and you can put any value of y and that will be true. But x has to be minus 2 by 3, x cannot be anything else. Like this, y minus 2 equals to 0. So y equals to 2. So solution of this equation is x and 2. Y has to be 2 and x can be anything. Just try to understand it. 5 equals to 2x. Okay, so solution of this equation is x equals to minus 5 by 2. Sorry, 5 by 2 only, not minus 5 by 2. X equals to 5 by 2 and y can be anything. So this is the solution of this equation. Okay, so I have written it in the form of minus 2x plus 0y plus 5 equals to 0. So a is minus 2, b is 0 and c is 5. So as I told you, you can multiply with 1 minus 1 on both sides and the value of a and b and c will flip. Okay, so minus 2 will become 2 and b is 0 and c is minus 5, and still the equation is same. Solution of a linear equation. Linear equation in one variable has a unique solution like x plus 2. So x is equals to minus 2. So this is a unique solution. Linear equation in two variable is true for multiple pair of xy, and that multiple pair is infinite. Okay, so 2x plus 3y equals to 12 is true for, like you can see some of the example, 3 2 0 4 6 0. You put x equals to 3, so 3 times 2 3 plus 3 times 2 times 3 plus 3 times 2. Okay, x is 3 and y is 2, so that is 12. Like x equals to 0 and y is 4, so 2 times 0 plus 3 times 4 is 12. So these are some of the example, but the number of such pair for which this equation is true is infinite. 2x plus 3y equals to 12. So the roots of a linear equation in two variables are infinite. Okay, therefore linear equation in two variable has infinitely many solution. Okay, find four different solution of the equation x plus 2y equals to 6. Okay, so if I have been told to find four solution, okay, so the easy way to is you can write the equation in a different way, that y equals to 1 by 2 6 minus x, and you go on putting different value of x, you get a value of y. So let us put x equals to 0, so that will be 6 minus 0. So 6 minus 0 divided by 2, that is 3. So for x equals to 0, y is 3. For x equals to 1, y is 6 minus 1 by 2, that is 5 by 2. Y is 2 is 6 minus 2, that is 4 by 2, that is 2. So just replace x, value of x, and you get a value of y. So this is the way you can find different solutions. So we have found many of them. You can find as many, you put as many value of x and you get those many value of y, corresponding value of y for x. Okay, so problem is asking four different solution of the equation. You can find infinite number of them, and four of them is here. Okay, find two solution for each of the following equation. You have been told to find only two solution. Okay, so when it is told to find only two solution, okay, you just try to put one of them as 0, then and you will get the value of the another one. Okay, so when y is 0, x is 3. Okay, so that number is y is 0 and x is 3, so 3 is 0. Okay, and you put x as 0, then y is 4, so that becomes 0 4. 3 0 and 0 for solutions. More general solutions are 4x plus 3y equals to 0. So easy way is put one of them as 0. Okay. Then you will get one other solution. So at least 2 can be found very easily, very quickly. Another way you can write 4x plus 3y equals to 12 as y equals to 12 minus 4x divided by 3. So x and y, you put the value of x and you get a value of y, corresponding value of y. So you put x equals to 0, so that 4 times 0 is 0 and 12 by 3 is 4. You put value of 3, so that will become 0. The value of x is 1, then that will become 8 by 3. Okay. So find two solutions for each of the following equation. So you have been told to find two solutions. Okay. And if the two solutions are 3 0, so 3 0 means this on the x axis it will cut on 3 and y will be 0. And if it is 4 0, so it 0 4, so x is 0 and 4. So 0 4 will lie on the y axis and 3 0 will lie on the x axis. And if you get 2 points, you can make a straight line. So only one line will pass through 2 points. Okay, you can just try. You can take 2 points and try to find how many lines can pass through 2 points. So through 2 points, only one line can pass. Two x plus 5y equals to 0. So you have to try, have to find out the solution. So just first write the expression for y equals to minus 2 by 5x. Okay. So you put the value of x and you get corresponding value of y. And you can plot it on a graph also. Use a graph paper and you plot it. So you understand in a coordinate plane, in a plane, how these points are located. If you plot it, you will get a straight line. Later you will understand why it is a straight line, but practically you can plot all these points and you will get that, you will find that all these points lie on a straight line. 3y plus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so y equals to minus 4 by 3. So this is true for all values of x, but y has to be minus 4 by 3. Okay, so general solution of this equation is x and minus 4 by 3. So y has to be minus 4 by 3 and x can be anything. So for x is 0, y is minus 4 by 3. For x is 1, y is again minus 4 by 3. So for all values of x, y is minus 4 by 3. So that is the meaning of this equation. Okay, so we have come to the second exercise. Solve it and come back here. Which of the following option is true and why? Y equals to 3x plus 5 has a unique solution. Only two solutions. Infinitely many solutions. So this is a linear equation in two variable, and because it is a linear equation in two variable, so the roots of this will be infinite, and we can try to find it out as well, because if you put x value of x as 0, then the y will be 5. Okay, and if we put the value of x as 1, then y will be 8. If you put value of x as 2, 3 or pi, so you get different value of y for every value of x. So you can see that this solution is not unique, and this solution is not only 2, but the solution is infinitely many for solution. Okay, write 4 solutions for each of the following equation. 4 solutions for each of the following equation, the same way that we did earlier. Easier way is to write this equation in this form. Y equals to 7 minus 2x. This is the same equation written in another form. We have taken 2x to the right hand side. Okay, subtracted 2x from both sides. So on the left hand side it has become 0, and it is become come on the right hand side. That is 7 minus 2x. Right? If you subtract same thing from the both side, it will remain same. If LHS is equals to RHS, so you subtract equal quantity from both side, then it will be same. So we subtracted 2x from the left hand side and on the from the right hand side also. Okay, so on the left hand side it has become 0, and on the right hand side it is 7 minus 2x. Okay, you get the logic of why it becomes minus on another side, how we can take expression terms from left hand side to right hand side. So 2x plus y is 7, so y is 7 minus 2x. Okay, so you put the different value of x and you get corresponding value of y, and this is the way you get infinite many solution of this equation. Pi x plus y is 9. Okay, so it put different value of x. The same way you can see, you can pause the video if you need help, and you just see how it is calculated, and you can see these are the different solutions as required, and you understand that this solution can be infinite number of them. These are just some of them which has been written here. Check which of the following are solutions of the equation x minus 2y equals to 4 and which are not. Okay, so this is the expression x minus 2y equals to 4, and we have to find out whether 0, 2 is a solution or not. Okay, so you put x equals to 0 and y equals to 2, and LHS is RHS, so this is a solution. Here LHS is not RHS, so this is not a solution. Okay, likewise when you put x equals to 4, so 4 minus 2y, that is 4, so that is a, so it is a solution. You just see it. This is also not a solution, this is also not a solution. Other way, write equation as x minus 2y minus 4 is 0, and check for different xy. So you put different value of x and y and check this expression, left hand side becomes 0 or not. So the same thing, find the value of k if x equals to 2 and y equals to 1 is solution of the equation 2x plus 3y is equals to k. So for x equals to 2 and y equals to 1 to be the solution of this equation, what will be the value of k? Okay, so we already know that 2 1 is a solution of the equation, so we will put the x as 2 and y as 1, and we will see what is the value of k. So when we put that, we get it as a 7. So 2x plus 3y equals to 7, then 2 1 will be solution of this equation. Then 2 1 will be a solution of this equation. Okay. Graph of linear equation in two variable. Okay. So we have found solution of linear equation in two variable algebraically. Let us look at their geometric representation. Okay. So by putting different value of x, we have found the corresponding value of y, and we have found that these pairs of number, these roots are infinite. So we will plot it in a geometrically represent this linear equation in two variable. So if you plot it, if you plot 2 points, so through 2 points only one line can pass through 2 points, and if you find that the third point is also lying on that, and if you try to plot different all the solutions, then you will find that all those points are lying on a line, single line. So that is linear equation in two variable can be represented by a straight line. Okay, So this straight line is the solution of linear equation in one variable. Later you will learn why this is a straight line. Okay, why it is not a curve. Okay, so that is beyond your syllabus, but if you try to plot all the solution of a linear equation, then you will find that all the points lie on a straight line. The reason that a degree 1 polynomial equation is called linear equation is that its geometrical representation is a straight line. So because its geometrical expression is representation is a straight line, that is why this linear equation is called linear equation. This polynomial degree 1 polynomial is called linear equation because its geometric representation is a straight line. That is why we call it linear equation. Okay. Given the point 1, 2, find the equation of a line on which it lies. How many such equations are there? So if you are given only one point, so through one point, infinite number of lines can pass. If there are 2 points, then only one line can pass through that. But through one point, there is infinite number of lines that can pass through that. Okay. So the problem is asking you, given the point 1, 2, find the equation of a line on which it lies. So it lies on infinite number of lines. There is no unique line on which this point lies. Okay. So these equation can be anything. Okay. So some line passing through 1, 2 are x plus y is 3. Okay. Or y minus x is 1. Or y equals to 2x. So all these lines are passing through 1, 2. Draw the graph of x plus y equals to 7. So that will be y equals to minus x plus 7. We have to find 2 points to draw a straight line. So x is 0 and y is 7. So y is 0 and x is. Another thing is when we put y as 0 and then the x will be 7. So draw the graph of x plus y equals to 7. We have to find 2 points to draw a straight line. Okay. So to find the solution of this equation, we have to find only 2 points. If we find the 2 points, then we can plot this equation. Okay. So the simple way, you put x as 0, then y will be 7. And when you put y as 0, then x will become 7. So 0, 7 and 7, 0. Okay. So 0, 7 will lie on the y-axis because x is 0. So 0, 7 is on the y-axis. And 7, 0 is on the x-axis. So if we have got the 2 points, we can join and make it a straight line, that x plus y is 7. So that is the geometric representation of linear equation. You know that the force applied on a body is directly proportional to the acceleration produced in the body. Write an equation to express the situation and plot the graph of the equation. Okay, so this is the Newton's second law of motion, that the force is directly proportional to acceleration. Okay, and we write it as F equals to ma. So let us denote force by y and acceleration as x. Then y equals to mx. So m is mass, y is force, and x is acceleration. Okay, so we have written this Newton's second law of motion as a linear equation. Okay, let mass be 3. If mass is 3, then y equals to 3x. Okay. So for mass is 3, then we can plot this, and this will, you can see for x equals to 0, y is also 0. Okay, and if x is negative, then y is also negative. right? If x is minus 1, then y is minus 3. If x is minus 2, y is minus 6. And likewise, if x is 1, then y is 3. If you plot this, then this will be the expression. So y equals to kx will always pass through origin for all k. Why? Because 0, 0 is a solution of the equation y equals to kx. Okay, 0, 0. If x is 0, then y is 0. So whatever is the value of k, this 0, 0 is a solution of y equals to kx, like y equals to 5x, y equals to 6x. If you plot these equations, then this all will pass through the origin. Okay, so y is 3x. Okay, you can see. Okay, so this line is a little bit less slope. This has less slope, like it is not increasing as fast as y is equal to 3x. So it will be somehow less than 3. Y equals to, like, say 2x, or any, right? Let us say it is 2x, right? If it is going very fast, then that will be y equals to 5x. Increasing relative to x, it is increasing very fast, then that will be higher than 3x, right? Main thing is y equals to kx will always pass through origin. Why? Because 0, 0 is a solution of y equals to kx. For each of the graphs given below, select the equation whose graph it is from the choices given below. For figure 1, x plus y equals to 0, y equals to 2x. So we have to find that. So this is the graph, and on this graph we see this. There are 3 points: 0, 0, 1, 2, and minus 1, minus 2. So we will put all these values on the equation, and we will try to see whether this is true or not. So if for point 1, 2, x plus y is not equals to 0, so this is not valid. So 1, 2 does, so this line, this graph cannot be x plus y is 0, because for 1, 2 this is not true. This y equals to 2x. Okay, so we will put y as 2 and x as 1. So y minus 2x is 0, so this is true. So at least 1, 2 lies on y equals to 2x. So one value is correct, but only one is not enough. You have to see whether the second point also lies on the same line. Okay, so we will see that. First we are doing that for y equals to x. So for y equals to x, y minus x, x is 2 and y is 1. So sorry, x is 1 and y is 2, right? So y equals to 2 and 2 minus 1, that is not 0. So this is also not true. This is also not true. And we will see for another point, minus 1, minus 2, which of the graphs are equations are true. So we find that y minus 2x, this is true. So y equals to 2x. So y is minus 2 and x is minus 1. So this is true. So this is true for 2 of the points. If it is true for 2 of the points, so then it has to be this equation that is true for this graph. I can just put 0, 0, and you will find that this is also true. But 2 is enough. If 2 points are lying on the graph, so that will be the graph. So for figure 2, we have to find out which equation is true for the graph. Which equation is true for the graph? And on this graph, we have 3 points: 1, 6, 0, 4, minus 2, 0. That is exclusively shown in the figure. But there are infinite number of points on this graph. You can find many of them. Okay. So let us check for all these points, and we will see that for y minus 2x minus 4, this is true. Okay, for for all the 3 points, this is the only equation for which it is true. So this is the equation. So that is the same thing you have to do in all the problem. For point -1 -6 and for point 20. So we will get that this y minus 2x plus 4 is true in both the situation. Only one is not enough, 2 points has to be the same. Okay, so we have come to the exercise. Solve the exercise and come back. Draw the graph of each of the following linear equation in two variables. So to draw a graph, we need to find out the different points for which it is true. So x plus y is 4. We will write the same equation as y equals to x minus 4, and we will put different value of y and we will get the corresponding value of x. Sorry, different values of x and we will get the corresponding value of y. Okay, so we will put x equals to 0. Then for x is 0, y is minus 4. For x is 4, y is 0. So 0 minus 4, 4 0, 8 4 minus 4 minus 8. We have found 4 of them. Okay, we can continue to find out, but we will plot these 4 points and we will be surprised to know that all these points lie on a straight line. Okay, for 2 points this will only one line can pass, and we will find that the third point it also is also lying on the same line. Okay, so that will confirm us that the linear equation in two variable is a straight line. Okay, so draw the graph of each of the following linear equation in two variable. So what we have to do on the graph paper, you have to write 1 2 3 4 like that on the both the axes x and y, and you have to plot the all those points. Okay, so here x is 8 and y is 4. Okay, this is how we have plotted this. Like x minus y is 2, so y is equals to x minus 2. This is the easy way. I find that this is the way we can find all the points. You go on putting value of x and you get the value of y, and you can plot it on a graph paper. So y equals to 3x. This will pass through the origin. Okay, 2 equals to 2x plus y. You just see the solution and you will find. You can use the graph paper, actual graph paper, and you can plot it. 1 2 3 4. You have to first make x-axis and y-axis like this, and then you can plot different points on the graph. Give the equation of two lines passing through 2 14. How many more such lines are there, and why? Give the equation of two lines passing through 2 14. So we have been given 1 point. Okay, and through that 1 point we have to give the equation of two lines. So through 1 point, how many lines can pass? Through 1 point, infinite number of lines can pass. Okay, so 2 14. So x is 2 and y is 14. So we will write x plus y. X plus y is 2 plus 14 is equals to 16. So x plus y equals to 16 will pass through 2 14 because it is true for that. You can go on writing like that. Okay, so y minus 7x is 0. So y minus 7x will also pass through that. Okay, y plus 2x, that is 14 plus 2 times 2, that is 18. So y plus 2x equals to 18 will also pass through that. You can write anything, right? Like 2x plus 4y. So first you find 2x plus 4y, how much it will be, and you just put that number and that equation will be passing through that. 214. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 14 is 56. So 2x plus 4y equals to 60 will also pass through it. So 2x plus 4y equals to 60 will also pass through it. So instead of 4, you can take 3, 4, 5, any number, right? And 2x plus 3y equals to, like that you can find out, and you will find that there are infinite number of such lines are possible. So through one point, infinite number of lines can pass. If the point 3, 4 lies on graph of the equation 3y equals to x plus 7, find the value of a. Okay. So you have been given that the point is 3, 4. For 3, 4, this equation is true. So for this equation to be true, for the point 3, 4, you put the value of x as 3 and y as 4 and try to find out a. So for a has to be 5 by 3, then this equation will pass through 3, 4. The taxi fare in a city is as follows. For the first kilometer, the fare is rupees 8, and for the subsequent distance, it is rupees 5 per kilometer. Taking distance covered as x and total fare as y, write a linear equation for this information and draw its graph. Okay. So for the first kilometer, the fare is rupees 8. First kilometer, you have to pay 8 rupees. Second kilometer, you have to pay 5 per kilometer. Okay. So let us plot it, write it, like for if you travel 0 distance, you pay 0 rupees, right? But if you travel 1 kilometer, then you pay 8 rupees. So if you travel 2 kilometers, then you pay 8 plus 5 rupees, that is 13 rupees. If you travel 3 kilometers, then you pay 8 plus 2 times 5, because after first kilometer you pay 5 rupees per kilometer. Okay. For 4 kilometer it is 8 plus 3 times 5. Okay. So for x kilometer it will be 8 plus x minus 1 into 5, because for first kilometer you already paid 8 rupees. So more than that, that will be x minus 1 into 5. So we get the expression y equals to 5x plus 3. Okay. So let us put different values of x. Put the value of x as 1, then y is 8, and if x is 2, then y is 13. So it is giving all the value that is correct for more than 1 kilometer. But what if we have not traveled, like x is 0, then y is coming 3, right? But in the more practical situation, it will be like for the first kilometer, if you have sit in the taxi, you have to pay minimum 8 rupees. Okay, so that will be the practical situation. But for the mathematical form, we will write as y equals to 5x plus 3, and if you put x as 0, then you will get y as 3. So additional 3 rupees you have to pay, and like if you travel like half kilometer, then for half kilometer you have to pay 3 plus 2.5, that is 5.5 rupees. Okay, so that is how we can express it in the mathematical form. Y equals to 5x plus 3. So this equation is giving all correct values for x greater than 1. For x greater than 1, this is giving correct value as per the rules. Less than 1 kilometer, it needs to be defined in the problem statement more clearly. It is not written in the problem statement very clearly, like when you travel, do not travel, right? Then also from this expression you need to pay 3 rupees, right? If you put x equals to 0, then you need to pay 3 rupees, right? But I have not taken taxi, so why should I pay 3 rupees? So this is the this is where the practicality and mathematical expression, and this needs to be resolved by writing another thing, that x has to be greater than 1. Okay, so this is only true for x greater than 1, and for x less than 1 we have not sufficient information, so we will stop that. Okay, so this expression is only true for x greater than 1. From the choices given below, choose the equation whose graphs are given in figure 4.6 and figure 4.7. So this is the graph that is given to you, and you need to find out which equation is true for this graph. Okay, so you have been given some choices. Okay, you have been given some choices. Based on those choices, you need to find out. So y equals to x. So these are the 3 points that is there on the graph, and we will try to put that. So we will see that y is equal to x is not true. Okay, for two of the points, only for one point 0 is equal to 0, so y equals to x is true, but only one point is not sufficient. Okay, so y equals to x will pass through it, but this is not the graph of that. Okay, x plus y equals to 0 if you put minus 1 1 and 0 0 and 1 minus 1. So for all these 3 points this is true, so true for all, hence graph is x plus y equals to 0. You have to put all the numbers, all the different points, and you need to find out whether it is 0 or not. That will confirm. So y equals to 2x. So this is not true for any of the point. So this is not the graph. So these 3 points, minus 1 1 0 0 1 minus 1, you need to put it in the formula, in the graph, in the expression, linear expression, linear equation, and then you will find that this is only true for x plus y equals to 0. For figure 4.7, y equals to x plus 2. So this is very simple, 3 points are given on the graph. You need to see that minus 1 3 0 2 and 2 0, and you need to put it in on the formula and try to see if this is true or not. And this needs to be true for all the 3 points. If it is true only for one point, then this is not valid, and if I say it is true for 2 points, then it must be true for the third point. Okay, if it is coming like true for 2 points and it is not true for the third point, then you need to check your calculation. It must be wrong, right? Because through 2 points, if the straight line is passing, it must pass through the third point as well. Okay, so it will be either true for one or true for all. Okay, so we will see that y equals to minus x plus 2 is the equation, because for all these 3 points this equation is true. Okay, so this is another point, another exercise. If the work done by a body on application of a constant force is directly proportional to the distance traveled by the body, express in the form of an equation in two variables and draw the graph of same by taking the constant force as 5 units. Also read from the graph the work done when the distance traveled by body is 2 units and 0 unit. Okay, so this is basically the formula of work done by a force. So formula for work done by a force is, work done is force multiplied by distance. Okay, in the direction of force. Okay, so that you will learn in more better way in your physics classes, that what is the how the work is calculated. Okay, so if you apply a force on anybody, then what will happen? Okay, let us talk some physics. Okay, If you apply a force on a body, then what will happen? That body will have some acceleration. Okay, so whatever you force you are applying, and for how many distance you are applying, so force multiplied by that distance, that that will that will do the work, and that work will be stored in the form of kinetic energy. If there is no friction, so that work will be stored in the form of kinetic energy, because that body will get the acceleration. Okay, and suppose there is some friction, so that friction is working against that work. So whatever your work you are doing, the friction is acting against you, and it will dissipate the energy that you are putting in the body, that will be get dissipated in the form of heat because of friction. Okay, so there will be two forces working. If this friction is also acting on the body, then there will be two forces working on the body. Okay, so one of them will be the work done by you, and another will be the work done by the friction. And if ultimately the body is in the rest from the initial to final position, then the friction has done the opposite of what you have done. Okay, so at the end also the body is at rest, so the work done by you has been dissipated in the form of friction, and that has gone into the form of heat. Okay, so that is the definition of work, and we define the work as force multiplied by distance. Okay, so the problem statement is telling that if the work done by a body on application of a constant force is directly proportional to the distance traveled. Okay, so work done is directly proportional to distance. Okay, so y is directly proportional to x. Work done is directly proportional to x. So y is equals to kx. Okay, let k is the constant. Okay, so by the definition of work, k is basically the force. Okay, so your constant k is force. So y is, and force is 5 units. So we can write as y equals to 5x. Okay, so when distance traveled is 2 units, then the work done is 5 multiplied by 2. When distance traveled is 0 unit, then no work has been done, 5 multiplied by 0. Okay, so this is the graph. For different value of x, you get the different value of y. Okay, so for the different distance traveled, you get the work done. Okay, by the force 5 units. Okay, so 1, 5, 2, 10, 3, 15. Okay, because y equals to 5x. Okay, so when x is 3, y is 15. So work can be written in formula for work can be written in the form of linear equation. Yamini and Fatima, two students of class 9 of a school, together contributed rupees 100 towards the Prime Minister's Relief Fund to help earthquake victims. Write a linear equation which satisfies this data. You may take their contribution as x and y. Draw the graph of the same. So we know that together two person has contributed rupees 100. We do not know each of them how much they have contributed individually, but together they have contributed 100 rupees. So let us say that Fatima contributed x rupees, and Yamini contributed x rupees, and Fatima contributed y rupees. Okay, so together they have contributed 100 rupees, so x plus y is 100. So this is the linear equation in which this can be expressed. So if one of them has contributed 0 rupees, so another has to contribute 100 rupees. Okay, if one of them contributed 25, another must have contributed 75. Likewise, there are all these points, infinite number of points on this line, that will give the pair of values, pair of contribution, that will make the total contribution 100. That is x plus y is 100. Okay. In countries like USA and Canada, temperature is measured in Fahrenheit, whereas countries like India, it is measured in Celsius. Here is a linear equation that converts Fahrenheit to Celsius. So we know that temperature of unit of temperature is Fahrenheit and Celsius. So generally in India we use the Celsius, and in USA and Canada that temperature is measured in Fahrenheit. So these are 2 units, and the relationship between the 2 units is F equals to 9 by 5C plus 32, right? So draw the graph of the linear equation above using Celsius for x-axis and Fahrenheit for y-axis. Okay, so to draw the graph of this line, this equation, you need to put the different value of C and find the corresponding value of F. Okay, so that will give you. So if you put the value of C as 0, then F will equal to 32. If you put the value of C as minus 40, then F will also be minus 40. Okay, you can try to find out yourself, and you try to find the 2 to 3 points, and you can plot it on a graph paper. So that will plot the relationship of this equation. That this equation will be plotted on a graph paper. By putting different value of C, you get corresponding value of F. So if we know the temperature in Celsius, we can get the temperature in Fahrenheit by this equation. Okay, if temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? Okay, so in degree Celsius it is 30 degree. So you put C as 30, then you get the value in Fahrenheit. So for 30 degree Fahrenheit, the 30 degree Celsius, the temperature is 86 degree Fahrenheit. If the temperature is 95 degree Fahrenheit, what is the temperature in Celsius? Okay, so on the Fahrenheit you have to put 95, then you find out the value of C, then you get that it is 35 degree Celsius. So 95 degree Fahrenheit and 35 degree Celsius is the same thing. Okay, you get that point on the graph also. If the temperature is 0 degree Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? And the temperature is 0 degree Fahrenheit, then what is the temperature in Celsius? So you put the value of C as 0, then you get the corresponding value as 32 degree. Okay. So this is around 0 degree Celsius and 32 degree Fahrenheit. So if you put degree Celsius as 0, then 32 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. So you put the value of Fahrenheit as 0, then you get the value of C, that is in Celsius. So 17.7 degrees Celsius is same as 0 degree Fahrenheit, and this thing is visible on the graph. You can plot the graph and you can get the value from the graph also. So 17.7 is approximately equals to 18. Okay, so in degree Celsius it is 0. Sorry, in degree Fahrenheit it is 0, and in Celsius it is minus 18. And when in degree Celsius it is 0, the Fahrenheit it is 32. So you get these 2 points where these are crossing on the x and y axis, and you can get the different values. Okay, is there a temperature which is numerically the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius? If yes, find it. So let us say x degree Celsius is x degree Fahrenheit. Okay, then x equals to 95x plus 32, and if you solve this equation, you get x equals to minus 40. Okay, so minus 40 degree Celsius is minus 40 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so this is the thing. Equations of lines parallel to the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, So the lines which are parallel to x-axis. Okay, so if the lines are parallel to the x-axis, then the value of y will not change, right? If it is parallel to x-axis, so this is cutting the y-axis at a single point, and that will be the true. The same point will be true for all the points on this line. This line is parallel to x-axis. Okay, so on this line, all the value of y is a, that is a constant. Okay, and value of x can be anything. Likewise, for x equals to b. Okay, so on this line, x is b, and the value of y is changing, but x value of x is not changing. Okay, because this line is parallel to y-axis. So the line that is parallel to y-axis, the value of x will not change. Okay, because the value of x is fixed, that is x equals to y. So if y equals to a or x equals to b, these are the lines that are parallel to x and y axis, right? Give the geometric representation of y equals to 3 as an equation. So y equals to 3 in one variable. Okay, so in one variable you can represent it on the number line. Okay, on the number line 1 2 3, so y is 3. Okay, and in two variable you can write it in the coordinate plane. Okay, so that is 0x plus y equals to 3. So that is true for any value of x, and y has to be 3. Okay, so general formula is 0 and y, sorry, x and 3. So y equals to 3 on a in one variable, it can be represented on a number line. Okay, and for in two variable it has to be represented on a coordinate plane. Okay, so there will be two number lines that is cutting each other at 90 degree. Okay, so it says that y is 3. It is not telling anything about x. Okay, so y is 3, but y has to be 3. X can be anything. It means that y has to be 3, but x can be anything. Okay, so we can write this y equals to 3 as 0x plus y equals to 3, and you put any value of x, this is true. So in two variable we can represent this as a straight line passing through 3. Okay, so that straight line will pass through 3. So y equals to 3 is parallel to x-axis. Y equals to 3 is parallel to x-axis. Given the geometric representation of 2x plus 9 equals to 0 as an equation in one variable. So 2x plus 9 is 0, means x equals to minus 9 by 2. That is 4.5. So x is equal to minus 4.5. We can represent it on a number line. So now on a number line it is minus 4.5. So this is on a number line, single dimension. Okay, if it is being present in two variable, that is two dimension. Okay, so we can write it as x plus 0y equals to minus 4.5. Okay, so x is minus 4.5, y is 0 at this point where it is cutting it. Okay, and for all other point x is minus 4.5, y can be anything, can be any number on this line. So this can be represented in one variable on a number line, and in two variable on a coordinate plane as a line parallel to y-axis. That is x equals to minus 4.5 is a line parallel to y-axis which cuts the x-axis at the point minus 4.5. Okay, so here and this on all the points on this line, x is minus 4.5. So a value of x is fixed and y is changing. So y can be anything. So that is how we represent the equation in one variable in a coordinate plane. In a plane we can write it as like this. So all these lines will be parallel to one of the axes, x axis or y axis. So if we say y is equal to 5, so that line will be parallel to x axis, and if we say x equals to 3, then it will be line parallel to y axis. Okay, hope you have understood. Okay, so see this single dimension, two dimension, and if you take this analogy, you can go for the three dimension, like that will be x plus y plus z. Okay, so that you can think of yourself. So this is the summary of the chapter. In this chapter you have studied the following points: an equation of the form ax plus by plus c equals to 0, where a, b, c are real number such that a and b are not both 0. Okay, this is important, not both 0. Okay, one of them can be 0, but if both of them should not be 0, then this is a linear equation in two variable. Okay, a linear equation in two variable has infinitely many solutions. A graph of every linear equation in two variable is a straight line. Okay, graph of every linear equation in two variable is a straight line. So this it can be proved later, but practically by plotting these lines you have found that the graph of linear equation in two variable is a straight line. Okay, the x equals to 0 is the equation of the y axis, and y equals to 0 is the equation of the x axis. Why? Because x is 0, so x is 0 where? On the y axis. On the y axis, all the value of x is 0, and y is any all the numbers, any number. And likewise, on the y axis, y is 0. Y is 0 means y is 0 where? On this x axis. On this x axis, all the numbers, all the y is 0. So this is 2, 0, 3, 0. Okay, so y is equals to 0 is the x axis, and x equals to 0 is the y axis. Okay, the graph of x equals to a is a straight line parallel to the y axis, and the graph of y equals to a is the straight line parallel to x axis. An equation of the type y equals to mx represents a line passing through the origin, because this line will always pass through 0, 0. For x is 0, y is 0, so y equals to mx will always pass through origin. Every point on the graph of a linear equation in two variable is a solution of the linear equation. Moreover, every solution of the linear equation is a point on the graph of the linear equation. So what it is telling is that solution of linear equation is all the points lying on those on the line. Okay, so all the points lying on the lines are the solution of the linear equation. Okay, and all the solution will lie on this line only. This or any point, any solution will not lie outside this line, right? So if this is the equation, this will not be the solution. The solution has to lie on the straight line that is forming the equation. That's all. Thank you. Thank you for watching.